So there was a recent interview with Keith Thurman on Fight Hub, and he really went into depth about the Canelo versus Charlo fight. And I did already mention it in my other video. I talked a lot about it. If you check that out, guys, it's titled that Charlo has to fight like Bivol to win, use Bivol's blueprint. But I forgot to mention one key thing that Thurman said, and I didn't really think about it, and I'm sure a lot of you guys maybe didn't either. So I'll kind of elaborate on it. So a lot of people are making the big deal that Canelo's like, oh, Charlo's moving up two weight classes to fight Canelo, and he's going to be the smaller guy, which he's not. Yes, he is moving up two weight classes, but he's actually not the smaller guy. He's actually the bigger guy. It's just one guy has been fighting at a higher division. That's all it is. One guy, like if you look at their frames, Charlo's frame is bigger. Like Canelo may be wider because he's shorter, but Charlo's the bigger guy. But what I want to talk about and elaborate was the fact that I never thought about it like this. Not only is Charlo bigger, but he's coming from 154. So Keith Thurman said it's going to be key for Charlo to keep his weight down. Don't try to do what other fighters do sometimes where they feel like they have to put on unnecessary weight to match the weight class. Come in at what you normally do fight night. You're walking around, like say if he fights at 154, right? So if he comes in at, I don't know exactly what Charlo comes in at when he fights at 154. Let's just say 165, right? 167. He should come in the Canelo fight at that weight. The weight he always does. And Keith Thurman thinks this is key to the victory because he feels like Charlo will have such a speed advantage than Canelo. And I fully agree with this statement, and I never really thought about it like that. But when I think about previous fights in the past where guys have moved up, they have had the speed advantage. As long as they had, obviously you have to have skill. Like if you're the smaller guy moving up, which he isn't though either, so that's the thing, he's not even the smaller guy, and he's got skills. It's not like he doesn't have skills, he's at a skill disadvantage, and he's smaller. His skills are very good, they rival Canelo's, and he's bigger. But like I said, in the past, we look at fighters moving up. Well, I'll just bring up one example, Manny Pacquiao moving up to fight Oscar De La Hoya. Look at the speed advantage there. We're making a big deal about Oscar De La Hoya being the way bigger guy. Oscar De La Hoya was the huge favorite, actually, if you don't remember, going into that fight. Apparently, the Filipino people wanted to cancel that fight because they thought Pacquiao, his life was in danger. Look what happened there. And the key thing there is not only did Pacquiao have the speed advantage, but you got to understand he was the smaller guy. In this case, Charlo's the bigger guy, and he's lighter, right? He's going to be lighter on his feet because he's 154, so he's used to having a lighter body. So he's going to be moving around way lighter than Canelo is. Now, hand speed wise, Canelo's got good hand speed, but if we've seen Canelo lately, he is very heavy footed, and he's you gotta kind of wonder, is all this excess weight on his body slowing him down over the years? Because his natural weight, maybe he shouldn't be fighting at this high of a weight class, right? It's just natural though. When you put on weight on your body, you're just not going to be as quick. That's just the way it goes, right? So I really like what Keith Thurman said here. I really do believe Charlo should just come in the weight he normally does for the 154 walking around weight, like whatever he weigh in at 168, and then whatever weight you walk around at usually, just go like that. Don't try to put on this excess weight, because then you're going to be way lighter on your feet, and that's going to give Canelo's fits when you keep that distance with the jab and the footwork, keeping Canelo at bay on the outside at a safe distance. Being a lot quicker and lighter will make Canelo's job a lot harder to get inside on you. So fully agree with Keith Thurman. I didn't even think about it like that, but makes perfect sense actually. And plus, like I said, Charlo is already bigger guy, so why do you need to put on unnecessary weight? And and one more thing. I brought up the Manny Pacquiao example, how he was way quicker when he moved up. So that was an advantage, right? But let's go the other way. When a guy tries to put on more excess weight because he thinks he has to compete against a heavier man, Deontay Wilder in the second fight, I think it was, right? The second fight, he tried to put on enormous amount of weight because he thought that would help him. It made him worse. And then I think with the third fight, he went back down again because he thought he would be better if he was lighter, and he did better. He could have won that fight. That was a seesaw battle until Fury got him out of there, but that was still competitive until the end. You didn't know who was going to win, to be honest. But that's just a perfect example. Don't try to be what you're not. Just go out there at your regular weight and do what you do. So this is Triple J Boxing, guys. I appreciate you watching. Take care.